Good afternoon. I'm Mark De Los Santos.
And Tomer Asanya.
So, Ian Pinasilla for our cameraman.
Hello.
We are students of UAPSA UNC chapter. We are here at House Multipurpose Cooperative in the Rosario, Naga City to interview architect Romel Alanes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What's the first question?
Why did you choose architecture as a course?
I did not choose architecture as a course. During my time, it is our parents who usually choose the career of their children. But being a dutiful son, I just followed my father's wish because my father would want me to become a civil engineer. So he enrolled me in the College of Civil Engineering at the University of Northeastern Philippines. But fortunately, after a few years, I come to realize that architecture is more interesting. So at that moment, I decided that why should not I have to take up architecture instead. So that's it. And before that, or after that rather, I applied a book by Frank Lapis, The Natural House. So it's a small book, maybe as big as this one. And so I got so interested to read the book. And as if a new truth was opened unto me. And that is the world of architecture. Because that small book is sort of a philosophy of organic architecture by Frank Lloyd Wright. So it was Frank Lloyd Wright who inspired me to become an architect. And so I continued my readings on architectural books, even encyclopedias, because during my days there were very few books on architecture. So I usually go to the library and read regarding modern architecture through the encyclopedia. So that was the time that the world of architecture was open to me in a very limited view, which is in book form. But anyway, it was a new beginning for me to get interested in the theories of architecture. So then and there, I began to realize that modern architecture have also several schools of thought. There is this modernism of, say, international style of Ries van der Rohe, and then the international style also of Walter Gropius and Le Corbusier, aside from the modernism of Frank Lloyd Wright. So I came to realize that modernism is not just one, but several design philosophy.
Architect Alanis, how many years do you practice architecture?
How many years? Well, I passed the board in 1980, and then after that, till the present time. So, 3 decades, I've been practicing the profession of architecture. But unluckily, I never went abroad to pursue study or work. I just stay here in this small town of Naga City. But for me, it's also an opportunity for me to think more on the state of Philippine architecture as compared to other people like your generation. Most of you are working now in Singapore, the Middle East, and around the globe. But during my time, we don't have the opportunity to work in a big architectural office. So most architects have worked with Jan Roxin and then some of the famous architects. But I was never given the chance to work. So I did just practice my profession in Naga City and in Camarines Sur, throughout the region, in Albay, on some project. So this is just my small world. Which is
Academic.
more on the aspect of theory as compared to the actual
Yes, sir.
practice of the profession.
Yes, sir.
So I think I'm luckier than most architects in the sense that when I started practicing my profession, I was really into the design and construction of buildings. So as compared to the academics, well, I am not really
Lubat
in
na.
the academy. But the problem with if I've stayed in the academy is that I will be exposed more on the academic side rather than on the practical side. So maybe at this time I will not be able to share with you some of my practical experience. So on the other hand, I don't also have the opportunity to further my studies. Unlike those in the academy, most of them are pursuing their masteral degrees in Manila. While me, I don't have the opportunity to study higher realms of the profession, which is graduate study to PhD maybe. That's also the irony of being a practicing architect, because you didn't have the opportunity to gain scholarship. Unlike those in the academy, they were being sent by the school for scholarship to study in the UP or in MOA or UST, and some are studying at the Bicol University through the scholarship program of their respective colleges. So that makes the difference between being a practicing architect and being engaged or employed as instructor in universities.
Another question, Architect Alanis. What do you prefer, line of work or field of architecture industry?
Well, actually, during my time, until this time, there is what we call a general practitioner, especially those architects practicing in the provinces. Unlike in some developed countries like Singapore or maybe Hong Kong, where architects have some what we call specialization in the practice of architecture and then joining corporate practice. So the practice here is just on a smaller scale, micro practice, the profession, as compared to the macro practice of specialization, like those bigger firms, as compared to generalist practitioner like myself. I'm just a generalist practitioner. As compared to a doctor, maybe I'm just a mere chest physician or family doctor. I am not specialized in some highly specialized like surgery maybe or internal medicine. So I am just in this level, a little bit between the beginning architect and then those in the realm of corporate practice, and this in between.
Yes. For our last question, sir. As a professional and licensed architect, what is your inspirational message to architect students like us?
Well, the best thing that I could recommend or suggest to you is to gain more knowledge by working in some established architectural firm. So you have to choose. First, you have to choose what particular field of architecture are you going to pursue as your lifetime work. There are several specialization in architecture, like architectural design, interior, landscape, construction. Construction means being a contractor, and then this green architecture, and then in the academe, and then those in the project management. There is another one which is a animation, in the world of animation, architectural animation. And there is this science-oriented architecture specialization, like architectural sciences, and then building science, which is geared toward development of new technology, building technology, which is more science-oriented, thematics-oriented. So these are the course that is really more on research and development of new technology, building science technology. So those are just the field of specialization. Many architects, friends of mine, are enrolled in landscape architecture, University of the Philippines, and some are studying urban planning. So if you intend, so the first thing is that look into your heart. What is your inclination? Never enter into something that is not meant for you. If you think you are more on the pragmatic development of design, which is urban planning, more on the linear kind of planning, you can pursue urban planning or town planning. But in urban planning, you cannot expect that you will enjoy designing cities. It's more on a sort of a little of everything, of politics, economics, demographics, and so on and so forth. So it entails an application of knowledge to the development of cities, towns and cities. Not necessarily architecture. So it's more on data gathering and then formulation of policies. So if you intend to enter into politics, urban planning is a very good aspect or an opportunity for those architects who have a more pragmatic way of doing things. So those architects who have this artistic inclination, they could go into urban design. Instead of urban planning, you can choose urban design, interior of architectural structures, landscape. And then there are also specialization in acoustics, which is highly specialized. Yes.
So that's all, sir. So thank you, sir, for your time. So mas dagdagan ko yung mga information about
So,
architecture.
I would suggest that you have also to consider taking up construction management. If you want to build high-rise building, if you want to be involved in mall construction, big mega structure, try construction management. You will be a first-hand account of the art of designing construction, rather than spending your time in the office doing these AutoCAD architectural plans. So go beyond that. I don't encourage you to grow old doing manipulating the mouse or even the programs like the Revit and so forth. Give it to drafts person. So architects, go beyond that. Don't stay in the office the whole day doing 3D. So in this office, you can go here and then as a student, you could do your maybe after you graduated as a requirement, you can stay here and do some drafting work. After that, you could go in some bigger firms in Manila and then go outside. Go outside, travel, and then accumulate capital and engage in business. But please, don't be limited to architectural design because you are inviting disaster. Be practical. Go abroad, accumulate capital, start a business, and do not expect much from architectural practice in the Philippines. Engage in general contracting, but diversified also in some other interesting endeavor, like agribusiness and so on and so forth. That's it. But if you want to be happy like me writing poetry, be like me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I will be having my online business if I happen to finish this book. And that could make the difference. Okay, yan lang yan.
Yes, sir. What is the title of your book? And
Well, I thought you have already seen the cover. So my book will be structural design for art. This is now the format of my book.
Wow.
Pwede mo na i-ano sa Facebook.
Opo.
So this is my, and then, ipahilig naman lang yan po na palitan mga So this will be now my book. Tapos may ano mga po yan.
Formula.
Analysis. Yun ang mga, yun ang yung format ng mga libro ko. And then, yun. Pasunod-sunod yan. Maintindihan daw hindi maaaring kalima. Pasunod-sunod man yun. Pero ka na nag-scroll.
Sige po. So, ayun din naman.
Yun na yan. Pag nakuha mo sa mga moment, ma-design ka na. Pag execution. Pwede mo na i-post.
Sige po, sir. Sa, ano, abot ko.
Ito yung cover, tapos i-pen.
Ayun na po, sir.
Tapos niya yun, yan eh. Araw-araw man na yan din. And then, ini access. Yan yung lecture ko. I-lecture ko muna niya ako sa Indo.
Gawa na pala naman, sir.
Ang ganyan mga content kang libro ko. Siguro maintindihan. Sunod-sunod na yan o. Sagot sa magkabot-kamuduman sa pinaka-tabulation. Ang ganti ganyan ko yan. Tapos mo daw. Picture lang. Pwede lang. Puting. Yan ang puting. Yung pang-column.
Ayun na po, sir.
Yun ang content ng libro ko. Design kang column. Design kang puting. Column. Pagkatapos ko yan, gawa pa kong part 2, screen design. Screen design naman. Yung slab. Tapos yan, kabarali yan, slab. So, kagagamit nyo sa practice ninyo. Kung sa mga narangi, mga solid structure, pag mga darakulang building, iba naman ang format. Pero, ito naman itong problema, mga structure engineer to. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, itong mga pang-arkitekto lang, ngayon, tutukdan ko na padagos kan kuya na yan, bawa, detailing kang floor framing, tugdan ta ka na, pag-upo kang mga kuyan, sizes kang flooring, Yan yan,
Mas
ko
okay.
yan, timber design. Sakit lang kayo, ta. Duwang unit ang pigang English system, saka
Taga.
tumitrik. Piga pala ko ako nga, na magtaramak tama. So, pag ano na yan, yun na yan, may iba pong, iba pa yung sa inyo yan. Kaya, halimbawa, concrete footing, the same structure na ginibong steel, gaano kadakula ang footing kang steel, gaano kadakula ang footing kang concrete. The same mass, kaya lang, siyempre ibang material, kung ano may lang differences, kang footing pa lang yan. So may comparison ka na. The same structure, tulong materials, concrete, steel, timber. So iba-ibang behavior ka yan. May hiling yan nilod yan. Ang definition ng architecture, architecture is the art and science of designing spaces for human occupancy.
Ayun po.
It is an art and science of designing space for human habitation. That's the definition there. Sure. Architectural design lang. O, after that, paano mo na siyang papatindogon?
Ayun.
O, yan ang nasabi ko, kami old school, iba man ang samuya itong kuya. Orientation. We were taught how to become architect, and to become an engineer, and then to become a builder. Oh, yeah, that makes the difference.